Hello, everyone, and welcome back for Into the Depths Anime Podcast for episode 13. It's not Friday the 13th, but it's the 13th episode.
Well, hello there, everybody. This is your boy Vent. What's up? How you guys doing? It's been a while. I missed you guys. What do we got in schedule for today, Nosh?
Oh, we have some special theme that we're going with because we did that the last time. I think I liked that format a little bit more, and I don't know. People haven't said they haven't yet, so if it's something that's continuing on, we can keep going with it.
Yeah, if people like it, then why not?
Just hopefully this episode number is not a premonition. But yeah, no lucky number 13 here.
We'll see. We're about to find out what we got in store.
Okay, so with parallel the last episode, we will talk about Pokemon this time. No, that does not mean we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh next time. And unless you want it, we could. We
You got well. You could always let us know what you want us to talk about next. We'll gladly take a look at it and see our knowledge of it. I'll just say that your boy has nearly not much knowledge on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I mean it's fair. There's plenty of things. You've played a lot of TCG, including Pokemon, right? Or
Yeah.
messed around with the cards at least.
Mm-hmm.
You can call yourself, somewhat of a collector, right?
Not a duel master, but
uh, I mean, I don't even know how Pokemon TCG really plays, honestly. I
oh,
kind of
I
know.
I see it every week. So not that I play, but where I spend much of my time, which I'm not gonna disclose yet. But there happens to be tournaments for it all the time, and I'm able to supervise it. So not
And
supervise, just be there to look at it. That's the correct word.
I know they largely rely on. So they have the characters, the Pokemon cards themselves. They have the energy cards, which allow them to use moves, and
Mm-hmm.
then of course they have these like other set of cards that I'm probably too phased out of to even know how they work.
Well, you got cards that are like stadiums that set the plates. If you're looking at it in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, would be like the zone,
Yeah,
the area. That's yeah,
I know that they have a mobile app for their new Pokemon TCG.
yeah.
Have you actually? You
Pocket.
you told me you played that, right? Yeah.
I did.
How did it go on that?
I I like any other gacha. I have horrible pulls, so I'm not playing it anymore.
I actually like every time I look at it, I'm just like, yeah, you're right. It is a gotcha. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because in this one you get to open packs online, right?
Yeah.
So I had rarely gotten anything good while my friends got all the good ones.
I know because I used to play more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and then I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel for a little bit as well. So it's
Got
same kind of thing with the card packs.
So now that we're talking about Pokemon, what is your favorite Pokemon if you have any?
Favorite Pokemon? Well, how about we let's go into the OG here first, just so we can get that out of the way. Because there's obviously over 1,000 Pokemon at this point. Um,
Possibly.
so that song has lost its meaning. The 150 or more to see. Well, actually, it hasn't completely lost its meaning. The more to see is correct. Way more.
Well, they did have a song that was said "Gotta catch 'em all," so
Yeah, they kind of stopped using that branding after a long while.
I think they used it for the first ever season or something, and then they stopped and brought it back in the last episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's. I mean, even in the last season with Ash, they didn't course on that. They kind of went Pokemon Master. That was
On
kind of
the English version.
in general. They kind of faded it out for Ash because his entire motto was "Gotta catch them all" before, but then he didn't catch them all. So they kind of probably went towards Pokemon Master instead.
Oh, okay. But yeah, talking about the Pokemon as we were saying, if you have any favorite Pokemon, doesn't matter the generation, the
Yeah.
era. What is the Pokemon that you kind of be like, damn, I like this Pokemon?
Okay, so even though it's a pretty popular choice, I've always been a Lucario fan, and you probably know what
Okay.
a Lucario is. He's in Smash
Yeah.
Brothers,
Yes.
um, stuff like that. I always enjoyed him, especially from the movie Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. I loved that movie. It's
Okay.
such a good Pokemon movie.
What was the
So,
movie about?
oh, it's well, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Great explanation.
yeah.
Wow.
It's essentially it was the debut, I think, of Lucario before he actually came out in Generation 3.
Hmm.
No, not Gen 3, Gen 4. There's there's like Generation 9, or so there's 9 generations. But yes, it's essentially about the Lucario's master's past, and there's also things involving Mew. You see some of the legendaries from the Hoenn region, like Reggie Rock, Reggie Ice, and Reggie Steel, if you remember those three,
Yes.
the Stone Giants. I
Hmm.
always thought those guys were cool.
They look cool, but every what set me off was like every year we get like two new legendaries, which like takes the effect of them of for me at least to be like all the legendaries having more just make them not be so legendary for me.
You know, there's two more Reggies that exist.
Two more?
Yes, there's an electric and a dragon.
I did not know.
There's a Reggie Alecki and a Reggie Draco. They came out in the DLC for Sword and Shield.
Oh, I think I did saw the Regieleki, but not the other one.
Reggie Draco.
Hmm.
So that they were it was a pretty cool movie for that. And I might still own the DVD set. Um, yeah, because I liked the movie enough that I got a DVD for it a long time ago. A long time.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I have the DVD or the Blu-ray disc for Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah, the wasn't that Ryan Reynolds?
Yes,
That was
and
that was funny to watch.
honestly, to be the first live action movie of Pokemon, I don't think it was that bad.
thought it was good. I thought it was
I
funny.
I thought it was good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the DVD over here, you know.
So
But
the Pokemon is very creepy. Like I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I love Greninja in there.
Wasn't like Mr. Mime in there, and that was a creepy one, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that
that's what I call
they
call
set him on fire,
it.
imaginary fire, and it worked on him.
Oh yeah, that was good. Uh, yeah, that was good. So what's your favorite Pokemon?
Well, I have to say, I was gonna say Greninja, but like Greninja's like a fairly popular one. So my most favorite one would be what's his name? Corviknight.
That's a good choice.
Corviknight, the steel
Yeah,
purple bird. I first of all, purple's like my favorite color. So, and he's a full bird of purple. So,
ever seen a shiny?
no, what, what? There's a shiny of him.
There's a shiny Corviknight,
Oh, what color is he? Let me look it up. Shiny. He turns gray.
like a silver.
So the color he should be.
Uh,
It's all right. I think I'd still take the purple one though.
yeah, I mean that's fair. Um, yeah, if I was to not choose Lucario, like say I choose a starter Pokemon though, I'd say my favorite would be like Swamp. I love Swampert.
For the starters.
Yeah, if we're talking like favorite starter, I like Mudkip,
Hmm.
and I know that's a meme, but it's and realistic to me that I love
No,
Swampert.
I mean it's respectable.
Love Swampert, man. I always choose Swampert when I can. Water ground. You don't know how happy I was when he had a Mega.
So for me, I think I would be a basic B, and just go the Charmander route, right? But as the generations kept on, I always chosen like fire types up until Greninja the Froakie came out.
Now here's
Yeah.
a
Oh,
question: what's your favorite
yes.
Charizard form?
just the regular one, I'd say.
Because there's the standard Charizard, there's the Charizard X, there's the Charizard
Yeah.
Y, and then
Why?
there's Gigantamax Charizard.
I have not seen that one yet, but if I had to choose a Charizard, I say Red's Charizard. Is the one that I
Charizard.
like.
That's the Charizard X. If you're talking about when he megaed with that thing.
No, I was just saying the regular one, but yeah, sure, let's go that way too.
Because if you watch through that entire arc, right, the
Yeah.
one about
the-
Red, so you saw
yeah.
him mega into like a blackish like
Black,
orc
yeah.
with the blue flames.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Charizard X.
Oh, also, didn't when we were playing the game, I picked like an otter Pokemon?
Like an Oshawott. I think that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Otter.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I picked.
And what game was that? Uh,
You had me play, I think it was Black and White. I've never played that before.
oh, Black and yes, Oshawott.
In in the stream that we were
Right,
doing.
right. Yes, the MMO thing that we were doing. Correct. Yeah, actually,
Yeah, how could you forget? It was your own stream.
it was my own stream. Yeah, I know. I couldn't like throw it across what you were talking about with the Oshawott at first, and I was like, oh yes, yeah, we did that. That's yeah, the Oshawott and goes into Samurott. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I
Um,
liked it.
he also has another version as well because he's in Legends Arceus.
Oh, nice. Well, there's so many forms nowadays. The Hisuian, the Paldean, the whatever. So
Yeah,
Pokemon's get different forms.
I know. I love the idea of the regional forms. It was such a good way to bring back some of these old guys and just like give them a new typing and whatnot. I
Hmm.
thought it was such a brilliant idea, just as a way of recycling.
I honestly think that they are running out of ideas, and that's why they keep bringing out forms of it.
I mean, I just see it as they're bringing back these ones that are not really used often and making them more powerful.
Not
Um,
true, because Arceus brought back Typhlosion and Quilava, and that that was my favorite for that generation.
they gave the purple fire back to him though from the old times. Because remember, he lost the purple fire before. Typhlosion lost it later generations. They brought it back
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
his new Hisuian form. He gained the ghost typing. That was pretty.
It was, bro. I liked it.
Yeah, that's. I think I went when I played Legends Arceus. I think I went down the route of more. I think I went the Oshawott. I think that's what
Oshawa wasn't there.
Yeah, he was one of the starters.
Thought it was Totodile.
No, there was no Hisuian or alligator.
Oh,
Yeah, they have a Hisuian. It was the other one was Rowlet. Rowlet's from Sun and Moon.
so they grabbed random generations and put it there.
Yeah, they grabbed Rowlet, they grabbed Cyndaquil, and they grabbed Oshawott, which that's Generation 2, Generation 5,
4, 5,
and then Generations 7.
7.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they'll probably do the same for the next Legends game, which we don't know anything about still. Like, outside of what they revealed before that Megas are coming back, we don't know anything about Legends Z yet.
But you that are home listening to this, you can bet and be sure that your boy Nash over here is gonna get the game. It's gonna be streaming the heck out of it.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah, that's what I did with Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
Yeah, that's what I did. Speaking of that, I saw recently Scarlet and Violet outsold Pokemon Green and Pokemon Red.
The original games?
Yeah, they outsold.
Well, I mean, of course, because back then when those games, the original ones came out, there was not a lot of resources
I just mean the thing is though, it took this long to outsell those games.
for a Pokemon game.
Yeah, you can just imagine that, right? It took this long to actually outsell those games.
Well, I mean, just how long did it take them to actually fix their game to be something good, you know?
But we won't go into fixing part because there is a lot of problems with Scarlet and Violet on that.
Yes. I myself, I bought the Pokemon I bought a Nintendo Switch just to be able to play Arceus, and I played it. I liked it, and then when I got into Scarlet and Violet, which I got the Miraidon one, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I sold it back. Like I didn't want to play a buggy game.
Love the game. It's just that anytime you get near water, it's death sentence.
Hmm.
That's kind of,
Well, now
I
you
guess.
can. Don't your Pokemon float?
Yes, but the problem is it lags by
Mm.
water. Water is like the bane of your existence. I played the DLC, it's still there, unfortunately, too. And this one, there's a water area with a bunch of crystals that are reflecting off, and it's even worse.
Oh God.
Yeah, imagine trying to shiny hunt in laggy areas, because that's I had to try to do.
Don't talk to me about shiny hunting. I got the same luck of shiny hunting that I got at gachas, bro. I don't get nothing.
Well, it takes several hours to actually do it. I've had to hatch many eggs over my span of years. Hatch, go into the wild and use the mechanics, because there's like
So you
kill mechanics. There's Pokemon chaining mechanics and
so you
shiny
heard
charms.
it here, guys. Nash is a Pokemon breeder. That's his class.
Maybe I could do that. I guess could be my class.
So now that we're on that theme of Pokemon, allow me to say something. I even though I don't have the most knowledge about Pokemon, I have like basic knowledge, and I think I made it up to by playing games Gold and Silver. Then I went up to Arceus. I skipped like a couple of games, but your boy over here is playing D&D. He's running a D&D campaign with Pokemon. It's really interesting because we chose the setting. Everybody is a descendant of somebody, right? We have the descendant of Ash Ketchum. We have the descendant of Blaine. We have different people that are descendants, and they all have their own Pokemon and stuff. They're going through a tournament, and it seems so fun to play D&D and alter some of the mechanics just to be Pokemon. That my players, well, at least they seem to be having fun, and me as their DM, I'm having fun with it too.
I mean, D&D is always going to be a fun time. It's the randomness factor. Um, it's
Yes.
essentially another form of gotcha.
What? No,
In a sense,
it's
it
not.
is though. You're rolling a
It's
dice.
you're rolling a dice, but you're not trying to get any prize or anything.
You're trying to get things through.
It's an RNG. It's not gotcha.
Quick, Pikachu, dodge. Roll a d20.
Well, you have set parameters that you have to meet, and then it happens. But we've had so far in the game, we've had some heart touching moments. We have the Blanche from Pokemon Go. We have her son playing with us. So she's been abducted, and they're looking for her. We've had so many things happen in this campaign that a lot of people um, not a lot of people that my players have been like getting into it, and they're expecting a good setting every week. So if you guys are curious or something, just hit this man up and we'll get in contact with you and we'll tell you about the campaign and all that.
That's like a good idea. Sounds like a well-oiled machine idea. Okay, well, let's talk about the Pokemon anime. It's been
Sure.
going on for generations and generations. We had the original, which I know you've
Yes.
probably watched the original. I don't know
Yeah.
how far did you get in the entire anime?
I think up until for the first generation, up until Ash lost like twice on the league. And then I didn't watch it again up until I remember you were feeding me information on all the episodes for the one that Ash won the competition.
Oh yeah, Pokemon. Oh wait, which one? You mean
Not the Tapu Koko one. No,
okay.
not that one.
Okay, yeah, the Pokemon journeys.
Yes, the one with Go.
Yep. Pokemon Go.
Which sometimes they put the episodes at work, so I'm able to um
No, the
watch
funny
some.
thing, he's not gone, by the way. Go is not gone. You know what he's doing now in Horizons?
He's in Horizons?
You know what he is now? He is the
No.
Pokédex.
No.
Yeah, his voice is
What?
on the Pokédex.
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah,
saying
they
the voice actor.
they use his voice for the Pokédex entries when they, are looking at it and being like, "What is this Pokemon?"
Bro, I was laughing at one of the episodes that Pokemon has. Jesse and James, they bought a cheap a cheap Pokedex, and they see Dreadnought, right? And the Pokedex goes like, "It's Dreadnought," and I don't know. that, that's what it says.
So, in the
Uh,
case of where you said you stopped, you said you seen him lose twice. Was that in 2 seasons, or was that? 'Cause he's lost a lot.
yeah, I mean, look, that happens a long time ago. You can't expect me to remember exactly when that happened, you know.
And
But I saw him. It might have been more than twice, but I saw him lose in a couple of tournaments. In the
had two
end.
really bad losses. I would say bad in my sense of that it was kind of a broken situation. Um, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. That's one. And you know why? Do you
What?
remember? And if you watch Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, do you remember a guy that stacked his team with legendaries?
Yes.
He had a Darkrai and a Latios, and who knows what other house he had in his team. Um, Apparently that was tournament legal too. That's something. That was the
I mean,
part.
I mean, look, if you were in that world and you're able to catch a legendary, are you not gonna bring it to the tournament?
I guess. I mean, it's fair, but it's also just like. I mean, I guess they can't do anything about it if there's only like one copy, I suppose.
Yeah, there's only like one of it in the whole world. What are they gonna do?
I mean, the other thing I did like about Diamond and Pearl though is that was the generation he finally had Cyndaquil evolved
Yes,
into
to
a
the
Quilava.
Kulapa. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I didn't expect them to do that.
Well, why not?
Well, I mean, I didn't expect them to do that because it was past the generation for Cyndaquil. You just like, oh yeah, it was never gonna happen, and then they did that, and you're
Oh,
just like, oh
okay, I
man,
get
that's
it.
cool. But yeah, that was a pretty unfair fight. He had to take on two legendaries with his entire team of six, and yeah, that
Well, I
was
mean, he lost the first tournament because Charizard didn't listen to him.
that's right. Yeah, that's true. He's lost most of them up until Sun and Moon.
Yeah, so honestly was glad that he won on that last tournament, but I had a feeling that they were gonna make him lose again, just just to try and make the series longer, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's probably why they have a new protagonist now. They probably realized people were kind of fed up with him losing.
Well, I mean, he was losing, but also he died like 6 times on the whole show.
And that doesn't
Most
count. That doesn't even count the movies.
Mostly no, mostly they were in the movies, but he's died like Pate loves Ash Ketchum for some reason because he's died a few times, and a lot of people are like, "Why Ash isn't growing up?" And I mean, like, there's your answer because he's died like 6 times and he's still living.
Yeah, I mean he literally died in Lucario in the Mystery of Mew.
Yeah, he died on the first Pokemon movie,
Yeah,
turned into a rock. He also died on the remake of that movie where Pikachu thunderbolted a Rhydorn. He also died on a lot of the other movies too, and on the season when he meets Sabrina, Gengar takes his soul out and flies around. He's dead, you know.
and he didn't die in Pokemon 2000.
The Lugia one.
Man, I loved that one.
Hmm,
Do not
fair
disturb
enough.
the harmonies of fire, ice, and lightning.
And they're fighting each other.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a there's a meme that I saw. Um, supposedly they say, is it true that Ho Ho revived the dogs?
They say that, that in lore, that's what happened. We don't really have any confirmation, but they say that's what.
Okay, so I saw,
At
I
least I don't
saw,
think I've seen a confirmation.
so I saw the meme of Ho Ho looking at the three dogs, and they're like, "You're my sweet children. You guys are good." And they're like, "Yes, we're good." And then on the bottom was Lugia. If I have to go down there and stop the fight one more time, I swear to God. And then all the birds like fighting. Damn, the dogs get along. The birds hated each other for some reason.
Meanwhile, we have Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza here, and Rayquaza is just like, you guys need to stop fighting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Every time they start fighting, Rayquaza shows up.
Yeah, he shows up. It's funny because he has the ability to clear all weather, so
Well, I mean that's his job.
yeah, it's exactly that's why it's a fitting counter there.
And then they say that there's only one Pokemon Rayquaza hates.
Deoxys.
The alien, bro. He can't see it. He immediately goes to fight it.
Deoxys, yeah. That was they had that special episode in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire for that.
Oh, that was an episode?
Yeah, it was a special endgame episode.
Oh, because I was talking about the movie.
No, I just mean they had it in the game too, as a little like,
Oh, okay.
special story episode. Except in that case, of course, there was Mega Rayquaza, but
So overall, what do you think about the series? Like, what would you rate the series?
there's plenty of series. I would say my favorite is Pokemon X and Y, though. I feel like that was a lot better, even though he still, lost. But I loved Pokemon. I'm talking Ash's Way.
Yeah,
Horizon's an entirely different animal to me, and honestly, I feel like the character change was needed, and I know
I
that's
understand. Yeah.
I know that I might get flack from people that are just like, no, bring Ash back. And it's like, no, he's done enough. Let him retire.
Yeah, look, I look, people. I understand. Ash is the protagonist of the Pokemon series for the longest time, and they've had to switch his teammates around, right?
Yep.
But sometimes the times are changing. The generation that grew up with Pokemon, we are older now, and they need to appeal to a new, younger generation, right? They can't keep explaining how Ash keeps getting younger or how he never grows up, you know? So adding a new character, it's not bad. It's always good to change, and it's interesting too because people want to see like what's up with this girl. Maybe she could be a descendant of Ash or have some relative connected to Ash or something like that. You know, there's always good. So there's nothing wrong with having something new.
Yep. Going back to let's go to Pokemon Journeys talk here for a second. I don't know how much do you know about it outside of what I told you. I can't remember.
I, what do you want to talk about?
I think one factor is that they finally did something in Journeys back for Ash that people have been wanting for a long time, ever since the Pokemon Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. Being that he actually got a Lucario
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and actually was able to Mega Evolve it. All the things fell into place there. Like it was a wonderful time that finally happened. Because he has this kind of aura, that whole idea of Lucario. And he's shown that ever since that movie back in Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. That's why people wanted him to have a Lucario. He never had one for generations upon generations.
I mean, they didn't have to give him one.
I mean, it's just very fitting that he does, because it's just fitting to his nature, and it's cool that they brought that whole thing. But other than that, of course, Pokemon Journeys, the coup de grace was bringing all these champions in
Yeah,
for combat, because
Leon, Cynthia.
they brought Alon from Pokemon X and Y, aka the one that beat Ash and became champion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then he became fodder for Leon.
Yep, and I remember I saw Gary there. So does the story in this one carry on as Gary having reached the Elite Four, or no? Not like the games.
Gary also in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. He's kind of more inching towards being a professor.
Yes, I do remember that watching him with the code and all that. But I remember in the games, Gary had made it to the Elite Four before you, and he was the champion though, right, or something like that. And you defeat him, but they didn't took this approach in the actual anime. Like he
Uh,
never, no.
he went down the route of Professor. I don't think he's ever like gotten that far like in the games. I don't think we've ever seen a full like Elite Four to champion like, rendition in there. I think outside of, did they do that in the Pokemon Red series or no? I can't remember.
Red, he
Adventure Red, I think it was. Something like that.
I can't remember the name, but I think Gary on the, I mean, his name is Blue over there. I think Blue was waiting for him at the end as the champion.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so that means they didn't, specifically go through the battles and everything like that. Um, yeah, that's how that happened. Yeah, like I said though, I just want to go back to the Alon versus Leon thing is, I think they literally off-screened him.
Well,
AKA, like he didn't even get like even a splitting moment on screen,
yeah,
which is
could
kind of
be.
sad. And
It
the
could
funny
be.
thing is, they both have Charizards.
But only one master of it.
One has
All three
Gigantamax.
have Charizards.
One has a Gigantamax. One has a, yeah, I know, but Ash hadn't used his in a while. The cool thing is, he did bring back some of his old partners for a moment. He brought back like Infernape
Mm-hmm.
from, he brought him back for a
Yep.
little bit. It was cool. Saw Greninja again at some point in Journeys as well. Actually, he used Greninja to kind of get across to helping Lucario.
Also, his Haunter learned fire moves from all his fire Pokemon.
Yeah, it's kind of. I think that's how it got to his Gengar. Yeah, because he finally had a Gengar too.
Mm-hmm.
Which is he had essentially by the time the Champion League came around, he had all the different, every single different mechanic available. He could Mega Evolve. He could Gigantamax. He could
Hmm.
Z move from Sun and Moon. He had all of it. It was a pretty wild ride. Seeing all the champions, seeing Cynthia, seeing Steven. Like, it was just cool seeing them all actually fight for the first time, really, because we haven't really seen them fight them.
Yeah, so I didn't see the whole thing. I only saw like Ash's fight at the end.
Yeah.
But I had you telling me what was going on and all that, giving me a play by play like you do, Even even when I wasn't into Pokemon that much, you would still tell me about it. And I'm like, oh, okay,
I do
cool.
that. I do that with a friend with Pokemon Horizons. I just send him screenshots of things that are going on.
Oh, no, please.
I didn't do it to you. I just do it to another friend though.
I'm just saying, please no.
Yeah, but going into Pokemon Horizons though, it's a nice ride. Like, I feel like the villain group is pretty good here, and it's run by, of course, Aizen. Just because it's very fitting.
Honestly, I think that I used to say that Cell was my favorite villain, but I think Aizen is taking the lead now.
We have Aizen over here in Bleach. We have Aizen over here in Pokemon Horizons.
He's also in Demon Slayer, don't forget.
Uh, and freaking you know what he has over here in Pokemon Horizons? I don't know if you've ever seen any clips. I don't know if you want to know. If you don't want to know, you can figure it out later. You'll watch it. Get to it.
The what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
What Pokemon Aizen, aka the leader of the group, has in Horizons?
Oh,
You
you
might
can tell me. That doesn't change anything.
you might not even know what it is. You know what a Zygarde is?
Yes.
He has a Zygarde.
I got one on one of the games that I was playing.
Not just a Zygarde. He has a shiny Zygarde just to add insult to injury.
Well, I mean, didn't Roy had a black Rayquaza?
Well, that's not his. That was uh a hero from the
Yeah, but
past,
he
legendary.
pulled it out of a Pokeball that he had, so it was his.
Yeah, well, that ball belonged to a legendary hero. That's what it is, and that's probably why Rayquaza is still constantly leaving is because he doesn't deem you strong enough to use him.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have enough badges.
You don't. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You don't have enough badges to play with that.
I mean, they essentially right now what happened with the series thus far, just to be vague about it to the point. Um, they started off with the standard formula of them learning and getting some new Pokemon for themselves, kind of having some character exposition and whatnot. Um,
Mhm.
and then they switched to the Paldean arc for a little bit, aka what Scarlet and Violet games were about learning the mechanics for terrestrialization.
Okay.
So they kind of got that. They fought some of the gym leaders and stuff around, which was pretty cool. And now they're kind of going back to collecting the rest of these heroes, these hero Pokemon from this legendary hero, so they can find a certain destiny.
I
And
think where I left it off was when Roy actually got Fuecoco, like one episode later, where the girl that never comes out, she's the one that does the mascot.
yeah,
I think that's where I left it.
yeah. So it gets better and better, honestly. And there's some very good range with these hero Pokemon too. It has I can just tell you the list of the hero Pokemon. That's not going to do anything. You'll see them later. There's like Lapras. Lapras is one of the hero Pokemon, and Lapras is cool as heck. You remember Lapras.
Yeah,
And then there's things like there's a new one called Cleaver from the East region.
I know that one because he was on the game of Arceus.
Yep. Arboleva, which is from is that from that's from the Paldean. Arboleva. It's a big like olive tree plant. So that's the latest like Scarlet and Violet. And then funny enough, there's Entei. Entei is one of the hero Pokemon.
If as long as it's not the tree one, then I'm good.
Yeah, there's Entei. There is not Mega Rayquaza, the Black Rayquaza. And then there's Galarian Moltres.
The Galarian Moltres.
Yeah, it's black, like like black fire kind of thing. They added Galarian forms in Pokemon Sword and Shield for the
Okay.
legendary birds, the three of them. So there's a Galarian Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres.
Oh wow. Okay,
Pretty sick.
it's
Yeah,
good to know.
but yeah, those are all the like the hero Pokemon. Um, so it's gonna be a fun time trying to get all of them, and we'll probably see that final fight against the leader at some point again.
Mhm.
At some point, it'll be kind of cool. Um, I like the route Horizons has been going. It's kind of been nice. Kind of been nice. The villain team feels more like a villain team. Sorry, Team Rocket. I kind of just like them a little bit more.
Well, I mean, Team Rocket was just there for moral support.
So they did do a good job back in Generation 5. They did some things in Generation 7. And then I don't think they did some things here and there in Pokemon Journey. I think they did some of the greater things in Pokemon Generation 5. Or is it Generation?
Oh,
Generation 5? I think it was Generation 5.
okay, so what would you say was your favorite season or show for Pokemon?
I'm a Mega fan, so I will always say X and Y. I like Mega Evolution.
And what is your favorite game?
Favorite game? I would
Mhm.
say a hard one. I think I'm gonna go with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire would probably be my favorite line. I always have a connection with the Hoenn. This was my first game. Pokemon Ruby was my first game.
Okay.
So I think I'll choose that.
Final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay, fair enough.
So what's in the case?
You win the gratitude of a lot of people that you chose their favorite Pokemon game.
What's your favorite? Eh,
So, if we're talking about series, I'd say my favorite would be Origins because it goes through Red Story and the game. Because before watching the anime, I think I played the game first, and
Yeah,
then I started watching the anime. So I'm used to more of um, Red Story. If we're talking about games, I'd say uh, I'm really thankful for Pokemon Emerald to come out because thanks to that coming out, we've had a lot of great other mods that have made the game fun. I've possibly played about the game like 10 times and then I get another mod and I play it and it's really good. So a game that gives me the amount of playability, it's a great game on my end. So because of Emerald was one of the modded ones with that they were able to alter the story, not just the Pokemon, not just the randomizer, because I could randomize the game myself too, but I meant the story, the aim of the game, they changed a lot of things. So yeah, Emerald would be that one, and it's because of all the mods.
that's fair. Yeah, Emerald has been modded like crazy.
hmm It's a really great game too.
Yeah, I agree. The third versions always seem to be better, like Pokemon
hmm
Platinum to Diamond and Pearl. It's
Eh.
Platinum did a lot. They added in the case of Giratina, they added the Distortion World.
Well, that was because back then they couldn't do DLCs, so that's why they released 3 games instead of two.
I mean, I liked the formula of Black and White better though, because they did a sequel version. I thought
Who
that was different.
knows?
I don't know if they'll ever
Maybe
do it
they're.
again
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
because they had another person directing that game at that time. They don't do that anymore.
Mm,
And this is like, bring them
okay.
back. We need sequels. Do it.
All right. Do we have anything else to add into the Pokemon?
No, I think we can wrap it up with a little bit of anime, and call it a day there.
No, I was just saying because if you had anything else to add, like we've covered like animes, games, and all that. So, but if you want to share something else, what about you guys on the viewers? Comment down below which one was your favorite Pokemon game. Let us know which one
Pokemon
was your
game,
favorite.
Pokemon anime, Pokemon anything.
Yeah.
Favorite Pokemon.
If you want us to talk more about the game, if you want us to do another Pokemon game stream or something, just let us know.
Or if you want Vent to do a Soul Link with me, then comment below.
Yeah, if we get to 150 likes,
Hey, hey, hey,
subscribers,
hey,
then
hey, hey, hey.
I'll
We're
do a
not we're
full
not
link.
putting a dot on that. Come on. Oh, we already talked about this.
We talked about it, yes,
We're definitely gonna do it one day.
one day.
One day. One day indeed. Okay, so before we wrap up, we can switch to the seasonal anime side real quick. Um, Unfortunately, ReZero is on break as of after today.
That's very unfortunate because that episode was really good.
It was a nice setup, and we got all of our matches, and now we wait.
Which we weren't thinking, like, logically, like I was telling you offline. Um, the Reinhardt one was kind of a matter of subtracting him. Like he can go here, he can go here. But I was not expecting the other matchups. Like not at all.
Yeah, I mean the problem is they don't know about the second greed, and not greed, second gluttony.
Yeah, they don't. So who they send over there?
They sent Ricardo and Julius.
Well, as long as they don't say their name, they should be fine.
It just means that the fact that even Otto's case, right? I don't know if he's even disclosed the gluttony. They might just kind of insinuate it as, oh yeah, we both seen gluttony at one point. Not that there's two gluttonies.
Hmm.
They might just disclose it as that. They might not know that there was two. They're just like, yeah, I
I
met
don't think
gluttony. Oh yeah, I met gluttony
I don't
too.
Yeah, I don't think they know that there's two because the one that took Rem's memory. They never saw it. They just heard about it. And then Subaru saw another one, which is the different one that the one that we saw.
Yeah, that's just the kind of line actually. How did Otto even get out of that?
Probably talking to the insects.
Remember, he was
I
confronted by Gluttony. Remember?
Yes, he was, but they don't know Otto's name, so they can't. They could beat him or kill him, but they can't erase him since they don't know his memories or name.
He would have like literally killed him like straight up anyway, even without a name, because he did it to the guard.
Yeah, but the problem is that Otto has a blessing of good luck.
That what I actually
So
forgot about that.
Otto has like good luck, and he also has the talk to insects thing or animals. And if you remember on the first season, Subaru got killed by the whale and not Otto. And all the other instance, it was also always the person that was next to Otto that got killed, not Otto.
You know who else has the blessing of luck?
Oh my god. The one dude that's OP as hell.
Yeah, because he just created it right now.
Yeah, he just all he has to do is wish for a blessing. I don't know why they look. Don't get me wrong. I like Reinhardt. I think he looks cool, and him having all those blessings only make him OP'er, which it's very interesting to me, right? I don't get me wrong. I like it, but when we saw this guy just go close his eyes and be like, "Oh yeah, I just been blessed." Like what?
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, you have divinity on you of some sorts. And I'm just like, I would just be like, what the heck, dude? How?
Telepathy.
Yeah, you have some. Yeah, telepathy. That's what it was. Which actually does make sense that why her music's able to dispel the whole wrath thing now.
Yeah.
As
But
it's,
all he had to do was like ask mentally that he wanted a blessing that he could determine the other people's blessing, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I just been blessed," and they're like, "What?"
he asked for a blessing to see where every single one of these guys is.
That's so. Look, I was like using on Subaru. Then I want to see if he's still cursed or what, because he had the curse of the Mob Beast a while ago, and he also I think he now he has the curse of the Dragon Blood, but don't get me wrong, I like the anime. I'm having fun with it. It's really good. I honestly couldn't think of a better matchup against Julius. Somebody that's invincible versus somebody that's invincible.
It's crazy.
And didn't Regulus kill Pandora?
Did he? I don't remember if he did kill Pandora. He was the
He did,
he did?
cause yeah, he threw sand at her and she just like a lot of stuff appeared and demolished her. She just disappeared.
I don't I forgot about that. That was the entire like backstory arc for Amelia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember that. I know we also had the Sorcerer of Melancholy in that arc too.
Yeah, just appeared once and never, which looked awfully a lot like Roswald.
Yeah, except they were both there, so we know that it's not him.
Hey, Subaru can travel back in time, so now that we talk about that, what are you thinking about Al's now that we saw a glimpse of his face?
I don't know what to say about it yet. I know there's a lot of speculation that
Hmm.
what he could be or who he could be, I should say. Um, a lot of speculation, but it just doesn't add up yet. It's kind of hard to say, and also why, if he is, what people are speculating, why is he working for Priscilla? Priscilla, that's what it is.
Well, you also have to understand that along with ReZero, parallel to it, there runs the other if. There's other if for every witch's cult. So there's one that Subaru goes the pride route. There's one that he goes into sloth and so forth. So and he, I don't know. I The theories that I've read seem plausible, but we cannot confirm until the actual creator confirms it or not.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Um, but yeah, I didn't also expect Priscilla to be the one fighting Wrath either.
Oh, this princess is crazy though. Like,
She's
she
bringing the
has
heat.
she's yeah she's the sun princess if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think so.
So I used to for the longest time I had forgotten about her up until she showed up, but I used to think that she was like I don't know. She's not a bad person at heart. She just knows what she wants.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, Anastasia is like, I'll stay back here.
Yeah, I mean, what can she do? She's just a traitor.
Yeah, I know. It's fair. She doesn't have any special abilities or anything like that. She doesn't have swordsmanship. Uh,
The only one that could fight, it's can't even move, which is Crush.
poor girl.
There goes Snatch Girl.
Hell, that's not my poor girl. Even
Who is
Subaru.
your girl?
Who's my girl in that show? I don't actually. I might be an Anastasia fan. I'm gonna be honest.
Of course, the Gotcha Girl.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that the show's been living up to expectations, and every time I watch it, I just get so into it. I just want the whole thing to end so I could watch it from the beginning to end, like completely.
Oh, maybe someday. Someday we'll have to
Well, how long do we have to wait for it?
until February.
I hope it comes fast. Can't wait, because
Until
that fight seems to be like it's gonna be sick. And moreover, Subaru hasn't died at all.
well, he
He,
has in
he
like episode 1 and 2,
yes,
but
he died to Wrath like what 3 times, and he
yeah.
has not died anymore. So, which means is that once he has all the information, he's either gonna surpass all this without dying, um, well, what, how does his save point updates?
Hmm. I mean, this is a good question of where his save point is at. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
question of maybe these matchups aren't actually going to work out how they have them set up, and they're going to have to do exactly what the opening shows for matchups. And this is his test to figure that out.
Well, you should know by now that whatever we see in the opening never happens. So,
I mean, they had Wilhelm fighting, you know,
who?
unfortunately. Well, we know Wilhelm's technically going to be fighting his wife, unfortunately. That's a sad
Yeah, that's
reality.
gonna be sad. Hmm.
But he was shown in there fighting, and he also had a Ricardo fighting as well. Him, but they had Reinhardt fighting Lust. That was the one that we didn't.
Okay. Maybe they take out
Princella was just fighting a bunch of cult members, so we didn't even know if she was going to be fighting anybody.
So I don't know. I usually don't trust the intros because they don't really show you what's to happen. They do, like, if you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, they hinted of what was gonna happen to Nobara.
And
Um,
they had Garfield punching the dragon in the opening. Come on.
so it doesn't matter.
Well, but
Garfield hasn't punched the dragon.
we want him to punch the dragon though.
No, we we want him to take revenge back on the girl that hurt Mimi.
Well, it works the same way. He punches the dragon. He's also taking revenge.
No, but yeah, I like ReZero, and I can't wait for more episodes to come.
Yep, it's gonna be a fun ride. Except now our Wednesdays are very, very barren.
But now we can focus on
We can focus on Dawn to Dawn Thursdays.
Dan Da Dan, which is by the time of our recording tomorrow.
Yeah, time for Dawn to Dawn. And of course, I'm also watching Most Notorious Docker, which is a fun time too.
Which one?
As we discussed, Most Notorious Docker.
Oh, okay. I just didn't understand. You said it so fast.
Most
Yeah,
Notorious.
I've been watching it too. It's been quite fun. It's been a ride because a lot of the things that happen there, you're not expecting it. Like he's not the goody two shoes that people expect for an anime main character to be.
Yeah, he's supporting the team, all right,
Mm-hmm.
by kicking ass.
And taking names.
Yep. I mean, we can go in more in depth into that in another episode. I think I know we had a large discussion on the thing, which is fine. We were getting into it. I think that was a good way to do this. I think I like this format a little better. This is a chance to talk about more stuff.
Yeah, I mean stuff that we like, or if you want us to talk about something else, do remember to let us know.
Like gotcha. We can totally talk about gotcha.
No, anything but gotcha.
Well, with that, thank you guys all for watching this Into the Depths anime podcast for episode 13
This has been your boy Vent. Thank you
and
guys
mine.
for coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, press that bell button.
Well, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye
Bye bye.
bye. Bye bye.